Hi everyone, welcome to this interaction between Sharma ji and I. We'll be talking about our journeys at Myth's own journey. Our past lives, and more importantly, what we're doing right now and what we plan to do going forward. I am Sanjay Singh, co-founder at MHITR. Full form is MHITR, Mental Health Innovation and Therapeutic Research. What are you, Sharma ji?
Hi all, Namaste. My name is RSV and Sharma. Don't ask for the full form because all the letters in English alphabets are there in that except XYZ. So, as Sanjay ji, I am also a co-founder at MHITR. Together we started. Of course, I started a bit earlier than Sanjay ji. This particular organization. It is not a company or an organization which we have built. It is a movement which we are trying to drive through with some stakes, our own personal stakes at place. So आज हम आपको क्यों मित्र स्टार्ट हुआ, किस लिए बनाया गया था, क्या हमने देखा मार्केट में, क्या नहीं था और क्या हो सकता है मार्केट में, उसके बारे में हम थोड़ा सा हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे.
Sure. And some fun moments in between.
Yeah. ये किसी को भी नेगेटिवली दिखाने के लिए हम लोग नहीं बना रहे हैं. दिस इज जस्ट आवर एक्सपीरियंसेस, प्लेन आवर एक्सपीरियंसेस. And
on that note, tell me, when did this journey start? Like, we used to work together.
Correct.
In past employer, both of us, we had a common boss, we had the same employer. तो ऐसा क्या हुआ कि you had to move out and then you went into a journey which was a different journey at a tangent, yet it brought us together again. But where did that journey start?
Yeah, so Sanjay, it's a very painful start. Why I say painful is nowadays people use the word stress, burnout as very colloquial words, regularly use कर लेते हैं. But I have been through that, and so it all started in 2021, mid of 2021, and then extended till March of 2022. So COVID has played some part in that, and unfortunately during that particular period, I am sure you are aware, right? The Great Indian Resignation करके कुछ चर्चा चल रहा था, and people were leaving the organization left, right, and center, and organizations were really finding it tough to find a replacement. So we were called in by our organization because we work in that area, and we were asked if we can find out or much in advance when an employee is going to leave an organization, what are the reasons, and if you can work it out through it, हम लोग वो एट्रिशन को कम कर सकते हैं.
Correct.
यार वैसे तो अच्छा था, बट यार किसी को 100% 200% मिल रहा है तो लोग कौन रुकेगा. सो एनीवे, that's a fun part of it because no organization will give 200% in the same role. तो हमने चालू किया. So the battle was very steep. I was not talking to the family. Kids के बच्चों के एग्ज़ाम चल रहे थे. I was not concerned, and lot of failures at work. So it had a spiraling effect on my family, and then things went really bad. Which I just can't tell on this, but that is how. And slowly that time I realized what is happening with me, and then we did some test, but कुछ निकल के clinical depression करके कुछ help मिला. हाँ, वो medication दे रहे थे, तो medication से तो नींद आ रहा था, but solve तो नहीं हो रहा था. तो मुझे लगा यार ये solution नहीं है इस particular problem का. The term MHITR, Mental Health Innovations and Therapeutic Research, started with that intervention, with the thought कि जो भी हम लोग solutions provide करेंगे, they are for the layman and not हम लोग pharmacologically driven करेंगे. So pharmacologically हमारा कभी भी base नहीं था.
So दूसरों का attrition prevent और predict करते करते अपना attrition हो गया, और अपने attrition से अपना depression हो गया, और अपने depression से so then certainly something good has come out of that. Bad.
मेरे attrition से family का भी attrition होने वाला था.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sanjay ji, you know, we know each other for quite a long time. जब आई रिमेंबर फर्स्ट टाइम जब मैं आपके पास आया था फरवरी 2024 में आपके पास आया था रिलेटेड टू कॉर्पोरेट वेलनेस प्रोग्राम at that time you were handling a very big team. What made you actually? Firstly, thank you for joining us. वो था but that shift which you took, right? Because you are already in a different league altogether. But आपने immediately फरवरी में डिस्कशन हुआ, अप्रैल में आपने ज्वाइन कर लिया हमें. तो what made that particular shift? What stuck with you that कि आपने इतना immediate decision लिया?
एक्चुअली हमारा डिस्कशन हुआ था दिसंबर में.
अच्छा, sorry,
नवंबर दिसंबर में. February I had already moved into a new role.
अच्छा.
Right, so November December में हुआ था and I just came back from Hyderabad back to Gurgaon. No, but this previous employer, I used to lead a very large team, and one of the components was working with a team of psychologists because the work that we were doing involved exposure to egregious content going on social media. Now, because of which the agents who were working on that needed a lot of psychological support proactively, right? In one-on-one session and group session. So I had started understanding what goes on in the mind when someone's really getting exposed to this kind of content. So from a psychology perspective, that's where my grounding happened in the concepts of psychology to some level, okay? Because there were hazar other things to manage in the operations. So that was one. But then when you came in, at that point in time, I had also started seeing that this is not just limited to the operating team, but broader corporate ecosystem. वहाँ पे the amount of stresses and burnout and challenges that exist with people who are trying to juggle multiple things in a more and more challenging situation with Gen AI coming in, and in general AI replacing humans, and competition setting in. A lot of cost pressures are there. People are under a lot of stress, right? So around that time, I was also trying to understand how can we help humans who are in these kind of situation, whether at a very junior level, in an operating role at a very starting level, or at a senior position as well. So वहाँ पे वो thought था, but when we spoke, it just clicked. It made it very clear that this is something which can help people. Look, we cannot remove all the stresses and challenges in life, but if we can help people manage it better, increase their resilience, that is it. That's what's needed. So that's how the alignment of purpose happened. और एक और चीज़ थी, if you remember, I talked to you about my in-laws and my friends' parents who are elderly, and they really struggled. वो ecosystem India में exist नहीं करता था for them to be supported while being in, and I'm not talking about them going to a senior living community, but while being at home, if there's something that can be provided to them जो कि उनको help कर पाए एक normal life जीने में, right?
Independent life.
अपने life के last 10-15 साल अगर कोई अच्छे से रह पा रहा है, जी पा रहा है, then what is it that we need to do to make it happen, right? So those are the two guiding principles which we got aligned on, and that's how we came together. So thank you for coming to me for that discussion, because that's where it all started happening.
Actually, वहाँ पे मैं सत्या को thanks कहना चाहता हूँ, because सत्या ने बोला था यार तुम why don't you reach out to Sanjay ji, because he is actually working with psychologists in this part. So thanks Satya, if you are watching this, thanks bro. Yeah.
Now switching gears a little bit, now since the start, what's been the journey like? So walk us through various stages of evolution of MHITR. पहले क्या करते थे, फिर नेक्स्ट स्टेज पे क्या करना शुरू किया, और आज के स्टेज लेवल पे हम क्या क्या चीज़ें कर रहे हैं. Just talk us a little bit, take us through that a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks Sanjay ji. To be very honest with you, startup journey was not easy. Not easy on the professional front, more so from the family front. Thanks to Suma in that regard, she supported me really well. Thank you Suma. So initially when we started this, right, we were doing clinical, because you remember people who are down with, we are considering them as our individuals, target audience. But lately, through the data which we were gathering, we found out certain interesting patterns. And realized that if we can provide some kind of preventive care much earlier, then this particular issue will not be solved. So basically, the way we flipped this particular problem was, we were targeting about 10% of the population, but 90% of the population is looking towards the 10%.
Correct.
Okay, so we thought, okay, what if we can concentrate on this 90%, then the 10% of itself will not happen. So it ganda sa logic लगाया था. So that's how our preventive program started. So बच्चों के लिए हमने igniting minds, you know it more than anybody, right? So बच्चों के लिए igniting minds है, working professionals के लिए serine 30 आया था, elders के लिए forgetfulness, loneliness को हटाने के लिए थोड़ा हमने healthy aging, biofit program जो अभी हम लोग बोलते हैं वो लेके आए. Then हमने सोचा कि corporates में जो expecting mothers हैं उनके लिए अलग सा होना चाहिए, because the demands are more. In addition to the work, their personal health also, right? तो वहाँ पे हम लोगों ने मातृ resilience program लेके आए थे. So that is how we started evolving, and till the time you didn't join, we were concentrating mostly on the B2C component. Now actually ball started rolling, wherein once you came, we started realizing, instead of going to B2C, what if we can concentrate B2B? So now, when I say B2B, going to corporates, talking about our wellness programs, going to government schools, talking with the Ministry of Education, whatnot. So nowadays, that particular rhythm has increased significantly. Right. So that is what has been. But yeah, the journey has not been smooth. We are not yet profitable for sure, but we'll get there. Now we are seeing a ray of hope, a small light through the tunnel is what we are seeing, but it's a very, very long way for us to go.
So it is said that if a startup can sustain for 3 years, which we have recently completed, right? So if a startup can sustain for 3 years, that's when it moves into the next stage of its evolution, right? So I think both second stage हमारा start हो गया, which is reflected in all the opportunities that we have right now. So,
आपको कैसा लगा संजय जी? Meaning you came, you saw, you put your business flair into this.
Yeah. So when I came in, at that time you had done a lot of legwork, right? Meeting to a lot of students and thousands of students, having supported thousands of elderly. So वो groundwork of science and evidence and research was all there, and it had been packaged and was being delivered to B2C, right? But when I came together, I mean, I was looking at it from a growth lens, कि इसको scale up करना है, right? One is that we can keep focusing on B2C and we can try to do mass advertising, go to an all-out kind of a approach on social media and try to get B2C customers, word of mouth and whatnot, right? A lot of discounting, etc., etc. But that is a lot of effort, and the churn is very high. So आज एक customer है, subscriber है, वो अगले महीने नहीं रहेगा. And churn हमारे में problem था, right? And I was talking to the program leads, I was saying that churn is a problem. That's when it was appearing that, look, we have a very nice school program which is very well suited for large opportunities. While we had conversations, and in fact we had delivered for some schools as well, private schools. But where is the scale? Scale is in government schools, right? That is when the conversation started, and we got some connections, and we started taking it to government schools, in different states, in AP and Delhi, and conversations are going on in a few other states now. So that was one, the switch to B2G for these large scale opportunities. The second one is looking at the elderly program also, the biofit program or healthy aging as it was called earlier, also to a corporate client, right? So senior aging communities, senior living communities. Or,
that's a quick pivot actually which we did.
Exactly. So because I with my experience in sales and marketing, and sales operations and pre-sales. It was all focused on large deals and in growth. So that's the thing that.
How was the support from your family side?
Like you said, it was a tough decision for me as well, and thanks to Sangeeta for having supported this decision. Initially, she was scared. Boys were in their own zone in their college and studying, so they were not very concerned. They did understand, but Sangeeta had initial apprehensions, which I was able to assuage. थोड़ा समझाना पड़ा. But I have always wanted to do something of my own. So this is actually the third attempt of getting into startup. First one was a very juvenile, very bachpana attempt very early in my career. I wouldn't count that as the first one. So the first one, serious one, was about 4 years earlier. But I had to leave that because the dynamics in that industry were changing very fast with the onset of AI, and I was not in a position financially to take a leap. This time was the right time. So yeah, family did have initial apprehension, but they supported me. And I took that leap. Agar abhi nahi to kabhi nahi, right? Because after a certain time, the enthu will start going down, energy will start going down. So और फिर वो लाइफ में रिग्रेट रह जाएगा कि एक मौका था करने का, वो ना किया नहीं. तो the stars aligned, the purpose aligned, and I met you, and fabulous, work that you'd already done. And knowing the person that you're going to be working with is very important. And even while we were working together in the previous employer, your integrity, your humility, all of that was something which stood out, right? So it just clicked. All of this clicked. कुछ चीजें ना destiny में होती हैं.
So Sanjay ji, where do you foresee now that there are a lot of opportunities, and now you are spearheading the entire efforts of to taking that particular leap, right? So where do you foresee MHITR? I don't want to attach any years because I know attaching years to the purpose, especially in our country which is highly stigmatized. I don't want to attach anywhere, but what do you see? Meaning, where do you foresee years?
So look, I think as we have gone through the past 3 years, and I have gone through in the last 11 months, there's been a lot of learning that we have got, right? I mean, we did not know how the non-profit ecosystem worked, the CSR funding ecosystem. So we discovered that together, right? Now we know how it works. We have a fantastic partner, right, who we are working with, and actually a couple of partners. We have understood how government department. I had never worked with government department before.
I have some experience.
But I didn't have. Yeah. But now we are beginning to understand how they work. So as we are going through that journey, I think it's becoming very, very clear that we can do it. It's just a matter of time. So 2026 will be a fantastic year. Correct. That I'm 100% sure. आपको भी दिख रहा होगा वो, the shoots beginning to appear, all over. So, what do you think?
Yeah, in fact, you are correct. In fact, now our partners also got a confidence that yes, we can deliver. So recently we did a few engagements wherein we were part of their events.
Correct.
And they know that when we are saying something, it's an evidence based, and a lot of research has gone in the backing. So we have the numbers in terms of health metrics, etc. So I think now our partners are also know us much more better than previously, because previously it was mostly on the trust. Now the trust has been converted into more like a friendship kind of a thing. So I am also positive about it for sure. Yeah.
Great.
And 26, I'm positive this year.
So now switching gears slightly to more fun side, okay? Describe a moment where MHITR journey, of course, corporate during COVID time, we all had our funny moments because of working from home and whatnot. But in the MHITR journey, any funny moment that stood out for you?
यार ये तो रिसेंटली हुआ था जब हम लोग टीम कॉल में थे, मीनिंग हमारा पीओ मीट चलता है, तो उसमें सडनली कॉल आया. मैंने सोचा, मैंने म्यूट किया था बट म्यूट नहीं था, एंड ओटीपी आ गया अमेजोन का. मैंने तो ऑर्डर नहीं किया था बट ओटीपी आ गया. तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, भाई ये मेरा ही है, मेरे घर का ही है. सो दैट इज़ सम काइंड ऑफ फन. एंड कभी कभी कुछ अनपार्लियामेंट्री लैंग्वेज आ भी जाते हैं. So
वो on that note, I remember, we were talking about a potential partner of ours in the non-profit sector, and you have always been a very serious person that way in terms of use of language, right? And I just use very unparliamentary language, and you just cracked up.
Yeah.
और आप 1 मिनट तक हंसते रहते हैं. That I was like surprised. ऐसा इनको इतनी हंसी क्यों आ रही है? Because ये तो बड़ा natural है. In the flow of the language to use a word like that is very natural, but you just cracked up and kept on laughing. So that was.
I think that was needed for me. Maybe वो emotion था मेरे अंदर भी था.
You just used another parliamentary word right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
That's fine, bro.
Anything you want to talk about our tech portfolio, tech vision? Because that's something which we have done a few good things. So talk about that and the future in terms of what's coming up on the tech side.
Yes. So currently जो भी हमने किया था, as we always discuss, right? हमने अभी services को enable किया था to see what is working and what is not working. Now we know what is working now across the different segments.
Yeah.
The idea is to take everything and to create a unified platform wherein एक user आएगा in one click with simple user registration and depending upon the emotional state what he or she is going through accordingly programs accordingly routine set होना उनका जर्नलिंग रिलेटेड होना या किसी से बात करना कम्युनिटी से कम्युनिटी में एनरोल होना क्लब्स में एनरोल होना सो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर ऑन द पाइपलाइन नाउ यहाँ पे दिस इज वेयर एक्चुअली वी आर सीकिंग फॉर some help when I say some help
financial
for some financial funding part अगर कोई अगर मिलता
we'll get that
अगर मिलता है तो अच्छी बात है मीनिंग अदरवाइज ये हमें थोड़ा सा और टाइम वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा बट ओनली टेक साइड एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू चेंज we by ourselves being into the hardcore data analytics AI front now we will show what actual AI is and AI which will help. It is an augmented intelligence. It is not artificial intelligence which I want to call augmented intelligence for the people by the people and helping the people. So that is what we are going to build now.
Absolutely. And that's just for the MHITR part of it, right?
For the MHITR part.
If you look at it from the broader
thanks.
Company, right? So while MHITR is the brand for mental health and emotional intelligence support, right?
Yes.
The broader company, which is the Vasudev Kutumbakam software, that we have a bigger vision for multiple areas of businesses, right?
Yes. So now thanks for that Sanjay ji. So Vasudev MHITR is a part of Vasudev Kutumbakam software solutions.
Correct.
But we have plans for Vasudev Kutumbakam elder senior living community. Vikas Vasudev Kutumbakam analytical solutions. So all these are going to be different facets. Vasudev Kutumbakam educational institutes. So all these are lined up. But when it is going to happen, that is just a matter of time.
Correct.
And we will evolve. What do you say, Sanjay?
No, absolutely, yes. I mean, the toughest part is, like I said, first 3 years,
Correct.
first 4 years. Now the aircraft is running, right? Earlier we were building it
Correct.
at one end of the runway. Now it started rolling. It's about to take off with those large deals coming in. Once it's in the air, that's when we start branching out in different areas.
Correct.
Still keeping the core in mind, right?
The purpose
yes.
is at the core.
Exactly.
Vasudev Kutumbakam hospitals also we are planning. So lot is there at offer. Yeah. Long way.
No, absolutely. Great. Look forward to this vision and working together. And we have a great team. We have more people coming in as well. We'll have a solid team of partners, team of clients. All working together to make that vision happen. So best of us, best of luck to us.
Correct. Let's do a good job, a job of impact, high impact.
Yes. And make it make a difference for people, because at the end of the day, that's the core, right? We want to make a difference for people out there.
Let's solve the problem for real. That's
exactly.
What we are aiming
absolutely.
for.
Yes, my man. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time, for listening to us.